Okay, so it seems like in the VTuber community, a lot of people are currently concerned for this one VTuber called Annie. Now, Annie is a pretty big VTuber in the community, I'd say, and also just on Twitch in general. She's got 400,000 followers over on Twitch, and also 125,000 followers over on YouTube. Now, obviously, people are very concerned because obviously on Twitter, if you guys saw, she pretty much announced that she was going on hiatus and taking a break, which obviously is fair enough. It's fine. You know, some people go on hiatuses for whatever reason, whether they're struggling with anything or if they just want a break, you know, and I feel like that is totally fine and people were super accepting of that. But it seems like recently someone pointed out on r/virtual YouTubers that Annie's Twitter has been deleted. And I said, I don't know what happened, nor do I know the reason. Now, yeah, it says this account does not exist. And apparently they also deleted their personal account as well, which again, you know, that's not great. And, you know, the moderator here said the post will be locked if there is too much speculation, which I think, yeah, it is pretty bad to speculate on this situation because it could be a multitude of reasons, which I think just kind of like making up things could be pretty bad. You know, they're saying she also removed herself from all discords and she's on hiatus. From what's known, she's going through a very bad depression right now. Hopefully her loved ones are in contact with her. They said, had to Google her. Yeah, depressions are terrible. I hope she gets back. I wish to support, to be honest. Yeah, so it seems like, you know, she's been removing herself from social media quite heavily. And obviously, yeah, it's pretty sad to see that is happening. Now, there was actually this clip that came out and even the moderator posted this. So I'm inclined to believe that this isn't like changed in any way, seeing as the moderator did post this. But it pretty much says why Annie actually decided to delete social media. So here it is.
Annie got stalkers? Oh, I don't know why. Like, why I'm so, like... Why I'm being flattered this much to have someone dedicating their fucking time to stalk me. It's actually crazy, but there are some schizos out there for some fucking reason. Even though I'm literally a no one. No, it's not even... No, it's not Japan, bros. Luckily, I didn't have any cases of, like, stalking in Japan. It was just, like, over the internet, you know? So... when I'm feeling like down like this is why I delete my Twitter and shit and private and deactivated, because like I just don't want someone to fucking trying to access my life or whatever the fuck. Just the feeling of like someone trying to stalk or whatever. It's like if I delete all my socials, nobody can ever reach me. And the thought of that is nice sometimes. Especially when like I'm in this state.
So yeah, that's essentially that clip, and it kind of explains everything here because she even like mentions specifically her Twitter, saying that she deletes her Twitter due to the fact of like stalkers and people like that, which I think is fair enough, especially whenever you are going on hiatus and taking a break. I think the last thing you want to be worrying about is someone stalking you on your Twitter, and it is a very real problem that a lot of people have on the platform. I mean, mainly female creators have this on the platform. I mean, not to say that men don't have it too, but I think, you know, it's a big problem for women. We've seen like with many cases, for example, the case that happened over in LA of that dude randomly going up to I think it was like Sinner, Emeru, and Valkyrie or something like that, and essentially started getting angry and almost attacked them, which, you know, it can get pretty bad. And obviously Annie explains here that she's been getting kind of like harassed over online and things like that, people trying to probably dig up, I guess, personal stuff, people trying to dig up whatever, which obviously, yeah, it doesn't feel good as a creator whenever someone is trying to dig up pretty much every single ounce of your personal life and essentially trying to stalk you. Like, it's not like, you know, there's like lots of different like ways to go about this. Obviously, some people are scared of being doxxed and people bringing out this information to the public, but I don't think that's the case. I feel like they're more scared of the fact that they're going to find out stuff about them and then maybe try to go meet them or something like that, which again can be pretty scary for a lot of people because, you know, it is terrible. You know, there's some weirdos out there who will do that kind of stuff, and I think, yeah, if deleting Twitter or whatever makes that feeling go away and even, you know, kind of helps out in terms of throwing off people that are trying to do that kind of stuff to you, I think honestly that is a pretty good move there. And I think this clip does pretty well explain exactly why Annie has actually deleted her Twitter. And, you know, obviously I hope that she does come back soon, and apparently this is quite a common occurrence to actually happen. So yeah, it's one of those situations where I feel like, you know, there isn't anything like huge going on in terms of like there hasn't been a case of a stalker actually coming up and trying to do anything. I mean, maybe there's been people in the background online, as she said, But in terms of actually, taking action upon it, I don't think there has been any cases. But obviously, yeah, kind of preventing that is what she wants to do. Now, yeah, they're saying as well, the same worst part, it's never fixed or cured. Obviously, these people are talking about depression quite a lot. I feel like, maybe that could be a part of it, but I don't think that is like one of the hugest parts of it. I think mainly the stalker stuff is the main reason why she deleted the kind of Twitter. Now, maybe the hiatus is for another reason. I'm not sure. Again, it's not very nice to kind of, I guess, like, I don't know how to, all I think is theorycraft, because that's what I think in the gacha community. I always think theorycraft, that kind of stuff. But I guess make up, like, kind of, what do they say? Speculate, that kind of stuff. I feel like it's not very nice to do that. And obviously, yeah, people are starting to do that quite a bit here. They say, I don't know if she's okay. This looks concerning. They're saying her personal account also got deleted, worried about her, not gonna lie. And again, that kind of like further backs up the point that, it's probably due to this whole stalker thing. Because if you delete your personal account and your VTuber account, you're obviously trying to just remove any kind of information from the internet for whatever reason. Now, I don't know if she's just like kind of deleted it or if she's just locked it for now so that people can't get into it. I don't know. When will we see a return? I'm not sure. But again, it seems like, a pretty interesting situation. They say, the person who actually made the post say this isn't fake. It just happened recently. Even if you search her Twitter page, nothing pops up. They say her account is deactivated as long as it's reactivated within 30 days, every 30 days, and it won't be deleted, which I think, that could be true. I think there is an option to deactivate your account on Twitter. So maybe the account isn't deleted itself, it's just deactivated, and yeah, it will just take a couple of, you have to kind of reactivate it within a certain amount of time so that, it could actually work. Now, they say no one thinks that this is fake. She's done this before and announced she was going on an indefinite hiatus. This was already the plan. And then people saying, I hope nothing's happening, as this is concerning. So she does this every now and again when she needs a detox for the cancer of their social media. She stated that she's already going through some weeds lately before she took the hiatus. I'll just leave her alone at this point and let her have a mental health break, which I definitely think is true. As here's the optimistic take: removing oneself from social media sites usually does help improve mental health, which, yeah, is true. And I feel like getting away from that kind of stuff will help out in the long run. And, I think everybody needs a kind of break from social media sometimes. Like, honestly, some people can handle it, like, better. But I feel like at the end of the day, most people do need a break every now and again. And, yeah, if deleting, or not deleting, but deactivating your Twitter or whatever helps you out whenever it comes to, like, kind of easing that worry about stalkers and things, I think that's totally fine. I think that Annie has a big enough kind of fan base and a big enough follower base that whenever she decides to come back or whatever, she'll be fine. She's going to be okay. I feel like people aren't going to leave or anything, because obviously for a smaller creator, it might be a little bit worrying going on a hiatus, because people might just forget and having that momentum going might actually disappear. But I feel like with Annie, hopefully she can be supported, and hey, maybe even a comeback stream might even boost up even more hype behind her, which would be great to see, and hopefully that will improve a lot of, I guess, her mood or whatever, or, whatever is going on. Again, we don't want to speculate what is going on, because, I think it is a pretty hard situation, and I feel like this clip actually from the moderator, it was a W moderator there, because it does explain everything, and she even explains specifically about Twitter and deleting Twitter, and why she deletes Twitter is due to the fact of these stalkers and getting rid of information off the internet so that she can't be stalked. And yeah, I think honestly it's a pretty interesting situation, but it's just one that, just happens, and people worrying a little bit too much. I think it's just a kind of calculated decision by Annie to just kind of make things a little bit better. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, I don't know if there's much to think about, but again, I feel like this is a pretty open and shut case. There isn't really any foul play or anything going on. It's just a fact of, someone just wants to get off social media for a little bit. And obviously, yeah, if you guys did enjoy it, use my code Kaza, get 10% off Gamer Subs. Again, they've got a JoJo's event on in a couple of days, so I definitely recommend checking that out, and also a free shipping event on too, so check both of those out. They're really, really great. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.